I got 2 of them. Yeah, I don't need to take Therion. It doesn't look like there's a dungeon. This one's just going to be a tournament. So let's get someone else in here to get XP, since for once we don't have to take him with us. Yeah, I'm pretty broke right now. I don't have enough to buy any of the high-priced stuff. Travel banter. Just listen to those birds sing. Maybe they're celebrating your victory, Sir Ulbrich. Mayhap they are. By the way, the Victorino reminds me of the folk back home. He's a real man of the sea, straight-talking and honest, no time for hogwash. You know, I got a feeling he and I would get along. Just thinking about it makes me miss my little port town. Is that so? Yep, my father said the ocean is so beautiful, it washes people's hearts clean. When you look at the horizon and realize how huge it is, you can see your troubles for what they are. And the ocean is a fine thing indeed. You're the same, Sir Ulbrich. You're like a big tree. Steadfast and calm, nothing sways you. You have a great view. Little bird landed right on your shoulder. That's only slightly less than I think what I paid to buy a Victor Spear in town. I think it was like 42,000 or 40,000 to buy one.
Now then. Good.
Gather round!
Another year has passed and the day of days has come again. 8 champions strong and true have emerged by their mettle, character, and fortune. Who shall emerge victorious?
Coming up!
The shields are polished and the blades are whetted. It only remains to be seen who shall stand triumphant when the rest have fallen. Hey, Samato, how you doing? Step forward, brave warriors. He has been Grand Champion for 4 tournaments in a row. He is the reigning king, but will he meet his Kingslayer today?
Archibald!
Behold Archibald the Crusher, mightiest of the mighty.
Top of the world!
Go! Next!
They say the blood of men turns to ice in the frozen wastes of the north. Just a tale, mayhap. But let no man deny that the steel of this man's blade is as biting as the ice in his eyes.
Joshua!
Joshua Frostblade.
And then...
Our next fighter spent years learning the art of war, mastering pikes, halberds, spears, and all things long and pointy. Misjudge his peasant's weapon at your peril. Last man hunted found himself skewered before he could so much as lift his fancy blade in the shortest fight of the tourney.
Conrad!
His lance dances and spits you like a pig, for it's Conrad the Impaler.
Do it! Go! Coming up!
He's been second only to one man, always the last man bested, but this year will it be his opponent who bends knee on his final day. Many here say aye, for this year he will at last usurp the king. His sword strikes with the ferocity of a savage beast.
Wallace!
Wallace Wildsword is here to claim the king's crown.
Hi!
And then...
Of fame and renown, this next fighter cares little, but now many a fighter pales at the mention of his name. A hunter amongst hunters, in the preliminary matches he bagged every monster that appeared.
Bernhard!
Be it fiend or man, he never loses his quarry, for he is Bernhard the Beast Hunter.
Are you ready?
Next is an impregnable fortress of a man, neither axe nor sword has ever sundered his shield. He is an immovable force, he can no more be toppled than a mountain.
Breathe!
If the battle goes to the last man standing, how can he not emerge victorious? He is Grieg the Unbreakable.
Next!
Next is a mystery knight, a dark horse, one might say, who has swatted away all challengers with contemptuous ease. The arena has not seen the likes of his swordplay in many a year. Could this man be our new champion?
Gustav! Whoa!
Do it!
Coming up!
Last but let us not say least, for this last-minute entrant defeated none other than Victorino, the Buccaneer's blade. Does he deserve to be here or does he not? You've all had your say. But hear this, the rule of the tourney is writ clear. Might makes right, and let no man disavow what another claims by feat of arms.
Ulbrich!
So raise a cheer for Ulbrich, the unbending blade. Hey Luna, what are these juicers you speak of? So is juicers a reference to Cult of the Lamb, or is this something else?
What the?
Oh, is it called the juicers? So how many sacrifices have you made to your cult?
That's it! That's all!
Here stand your 8 champions. Now only the duels remain.
Greetings.
No? So you're Ulbrich, are you?
I see.
Yes. And if you know who I am, then you also know that you'd be looking for Sir Erhard, eh?
Just so.
I see I don't need to explain. Sir Earhart spoke enough of you, but what you're speaking has a cost. Tell me, knight, you know what this place is?
I see.
A place where a man's worth is measured. Tell me, Sir Ulbrich, to what end do you swing the blade? I was once a knight of the realm. I wielded my sword for king and country. But as for now, to tell the truth, I cannot say. Is that the actual pronunciation? Is it like a French name where you don't pronounce the T?
So,
I'll see you in the final.
Are you ready?
And now for the fourth battle. From the west comes Ulbrich.
or there.
Thank you very much for the sub, Luna. Yes, it's one step closer to Elder Godhood. You'll be fine. Just do exactly what you did to the others.
Well,
I'll be back soon.
do it!
At your service.
'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir. My name is Joshua. Your name and renown each even the distant corners of my snowbound home.
I am Ulbrich.
Ulbrich Eisenberg, and the honor is mine. The climes in your land may be harsh, but its sons have warm manners. You honor me, sir, but know that there is no warmth in my sword, and it will deliver the victory I promised to my dearest Angela. Axolotls are cute. So you fight for a woman.
Yes.
I fight for love, and today you will know how powerful that is.
Begin!
First round, fourth duel. Let the battle begin.
I will not fail. Have at you.
Okay, that's a no on sword. He's weak to light.
What is the logical course of action?
Great infantry to scorch the land.
All right. How do you like this?
What to do? The winds of hope are howling.
No!
What is the logical course of action?
A great
nothing. I'm feeling better already.
Victory shall be mine. My blade is uncower before the huntress.
My turn now. Sacred life.
An interesting dilemma.
Great infernal to scorch the land.
Here goes nothing. Feeling feverish.
Here I go.
I feel like give him one that way.
Let me help.
Victory shall be mine.
Bring it on. This might sting a bit. Now, what next? What is the logical course of action?
Just for curiosity's sake.
Much to learn.
It was
My
staff.
turn now. Witness the miracle of healing.
The battle is truly joy. My blade is unbending. I wreak havoc upon thee. The thrill of the fight.
Angela, forgive me. You fought well and bravely. You did no dishonor to your lady love. Fight for the love of a cherished one. Okay, so they do heal us in between all of them. What is it? And next opponent is none other than Archibald the Crusher, the long-reigning king of the tourney. He's as strong and skilled as any, that's for sure, but it's his iron will that wins in battles more than anything. I'd tell you to look out for this or that, but the gods only know. With him, you gotta look out for everything.
Tis like this.
That can be overly dramatic, but he speaks the truth. Archibald's a more formidable foe by far than any you faced till now. Formidably noted.
Oi, oi.
God's teeth, you got more spine than sense, cracking japes at a time like this. This won't be the first time I fought a man whose skill matched or surpassed my own. And I dare say it won't be the last.
Are you ready?
Now for the second match of the second round, from the West Gate, Ulberich Eisenberg.
Take care now.
Whatever happens, just give it everything you've got. We'll find out soon enough if that'll suffice.
I see.
The unbending blade in the flesh, eh? Step up from the usual riffraff they throw my way. My father was one match away from winning his 5th tourney in a row when his challenger's sword found his breast. Now it's my turn to do what he could not.
Is it so?
And that is why you fight, to honor your father's memory.
Hi.
Now let's get on with it.
Well,
So be it.
On your guard. I will not fail. Victory shall be mine.
What to do? The winds of Octopath are howling.
Now, what next?
Witchery.
Here goes nothing. How do you like this?
What to do?
The battle is truly joy.
What is the logical course of action? Here goes nothing. Try this.
It's my turn now.
Yeah, because I was about to say, if it's a French name, then more likely than anything else, they either don't pronounce the T or it's very lightly pronounced.
The battle is truly joy. My blade is unbending. Cower before the huntress.
Interesting dilemma. Much to learn. Bring it on. I'm feeling better already.
Victory shall be mine. I think not.
Bring
Oh,
it
crap.
on.
I wanted to use an item, my finger slipped. It's the last one. Ice. Of course, the one that Cyrus hasn't learned the double hit for.
Witness the miracle of healing.
Victory shall be mine. How about this?
Let's do this.
Interesting dilemma.
I shall die.
Here we go. I'm feeling better already. Here goes nothing. This might sting a bit.
Victory shall be mine. My blade is unbent. I wreak havoc upon thee. With each battle, I grow stronger. That's all.
Are my eyes to be believed? The king has been dethroned. Victory goes to Ulrich Eisenberg. father like son. I have failed him. Rejoice, fool, you won the battle. Don't you fret for me. I'll just start another winning streak. Long as I have breath in my lungs and strength in my arm, I'll keep swinging this blade.
Indeed.
You fought to honor the memory of a man long dead, but is that enough for the likes of me?
Whoa!
Archibald yields. For the first time in 4 years, the king will not fight in the final battle. The Black Knight versus the Unbending Blade. Whatever befalls, there shall be a new king at tourney's end. I guess I'll go ahead and save before this one, since it's the last one. Oh. I can rob him. Or rather, I would be able to rob him. Actually, can I leave? Alright. We're gonna get Therian and rob him blind. Or rob as much of him as we can. I just realized, did I miss out on robbing the other contestants? Were all of them in that room before the fight? It's gonna suck if they had good stuff and I didn't rob them. And just to rub it in, I'm gonna wear your shield while I fight you. So, spear, axe, bow, and dark. Yep. I do believe I may have, because I probably could have done that for all of them. And it probably would have shown me their weakness right from the start. And I probably missed out on robbing items off of them. That sucks. I didn't even realize that the other contestants were in the side room. Come this far, now you simply have to win. Second place is out of the question. Ain't ever seen the girl this agitated before. You've lit a fire under her, that's for certain. Why shouldn't I be agitated? He beat the reigning king, the one they say was all but invincible. By the gods, the devil can take me if this Black Knight thinks he's a match of a Kingslayer. What? Something the matter? Do you know something about this Black Knight I don't?
Truth be told,
Whatever this Black Knight be, judging by his previous fights, he stands the equal of any king.
Indeed.
No man should enter a battle expecting an easy victory. Least of all against one who was trained in the sword by Earhart. Yet neither should any man shy from battle for fear of defeat. I shall fight with all my strength, and if the gods will that is not enough, then so be it. Agreed? I know how it works, but just make sure you use all your strength. I wouldn't want anything. My cheeks are turning red, girl.
Ouch.
Watch it now, that wound's still healing.
Coming up.
And from the West Gate, Ulbrich Eisenberg.
Now
That's my cue.
Greetings.
Kept up your end of the bargain. I'm impressed.
Well,
And I am impressed as well. You've won hard battles against capable foes. Once you mentioned Sir Earhart, I didn't have much of a choice now, did I? Lest I dishonor his name as my teacher. He told me a lot about you back when we were both serving in that mercenary band. You're still lost. Still wondering what that unbending blade of yours is for. Joshua fought for love. Archibald for the memory of his father and the honor of his line. I once fought to protect someone, but I failed, and that person is no more. Yes, mayhap I am lost, but not today. Today I fight for victory.
indeed.
I see you found yourself an answer. Let's see how well it serves you in battle.
Prepare yourself.
Then to arms.
Begin.
Let the final duel begin.
I will not fail.
Bring it on.
Okay, so it's only him that's weak to axes, not them.
The winds of howling.
The battle is truly joy. I will cut you down.
What is the logical course of action? Nothing will quiet the storm.
It's my turn now. The winds of howling.
Have at you. I will cut you down.
All right. How do you like this? Now, what next?
Great in person. The man.
The battle is truly joy. I play his cower before the huntress.
What to do?
Now, what next? Here goes nothing. Try this.
My way.
Crap.
The battle is truly joy.
Early.
Now, what next?
my turn now.
Bring it on. I'm feeling better already.
Have at you. My blade is unbent. I wreak havoc upon thee.
He actually survived that.
Let's do this.
Here goes nothing.
Victory shall be mine.
An interesting dilemma. Now, what next? How about this?
Let's do this. Let me help.
Have at you.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, and I got a second Gustav shield. I was gonna go for a big
Damn
finish
it.
on him, but he died to a normal attack. Curse my blade, but the victory is yours.
We have a
He
winner.
yields! He yields! All hail the unbending blade! A new king of the arena is crowned. 3 cheers for Ulberich Eisenberg.
Oh! That's it!
He won! Did you see that, Ned? He won! Of course I did. I saw every blow land, and my own wounds ache just watching.
Well played.
A good fight.
Agreed.
Ah, it was that. No shame in losing to the likes of you.
Is it so?
On another day, you could have been the victor.
So,
Aye, mayhap, but today's your day, and I'll keep my word. When you're ready, come by my room at the inn, and I'll tell you what I know.
as you wish.
I will see you anon.
Gather round.
The bards will sing of this duel for years to come. All hail the new king. I won, but I'm no closer to understanding why I wield my blade.
Holy.
By the gods, Ulbrich, you're invincible, or near enough to be the same. No, I am just a man who carries a sword and has learned how to use it. Today I was better than my opponent. No more, no less. You say so. Hey ho. What is it? You picked up an injury there, my friend. You can't hide it from me. You don't treat cuts, they can get the rot, and then you'll be in trouble. Stop pretending nothing and let me fix it for you. It's my job, after all. Thank you. I shall repay you. Aw, shucks, you don't need to do that. Oh, right. In.
Ah, welcome. Make yourself comfortable.
Finally, voice acting.
A deal's a deal. You want to find Earhart, and I'll honor my side of the bargain. But let's take it slow. There's much we have to talk about, you and I.
If you say so. But what about?
Sir Earhart, of course, and what I know of him.
I'm listening.
Now, where to begin? Tell me, Sir Ulbrich, are you familiar with the land from which Sir Earhart hailed?
Some border town in the far reaches of Hornburg. Or so he once told me.
Aye, a peaceful village called Grind. At least it was, till it was razed in the war. 'Twas long before Lord Earhart became a knight that he lost his home. After that, he joined a band of sellswords for a spell. It was there he got an idea in his head. And so he finally came to serve Hornburg and the crown as a spy.
Oh, preposterous. You mean to tell me that Earhart meant to betray us all along?
His eyes always burned with fire when he told the tale. The king of Hornburg turned his back on us, he'd said, and sat on his ass as our homes burned.
Nonsense. King Alfred cared for all his subjects. He would never...
Lord Earhart claimed otherwise. Either way, he was a man on a mission.
If that's true, that means he'd been plotting the downfall of Hornburg for years.
Revenge is made all the sweeter by the passage of time. How sweet it must have been for him when Hornburg fell at last. I don't pretend to admire his deeds, nor claim they are honorable. But then, I've never known the pain and anguish Sir Earhart was forced to bear. Though I wonder sometimes how it made him feel to see justice done. If winning his revenge put his heart at ease. I never asked him, and he never told me. But of all the men in this world, I'd be happy to tell you.
You look up to the man, don't you?
He taught me to be a true warrior. And I dare say he was a friend as well. I know of little else but the ways of battle. Whatever his sins might have been, I was proud to call him a brother.
As was I. Thank you.
Happy to have the company and a willing ear. You'll find Sir Earhart in the desert town of Wellspring. When you do, well, I trust you'll do what's right.
Even if that means I slay him? Your friend, your mentor, your brother.
If that is what you believe he deserves, I reckon he'll accept his fate. And so will I.
Whatever the cause he fought for, it does not excuse his deeds. He slew the king he had taken a sworn oath to protect.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I will listen to what he has to say. That much I can promise you, but no more.
But I mean, if it becomes more readily available, that's
Does
technically a
Gustav have
price
the right
drop
of it?
from having to buy it from a
Did
scalper.
Earhart wield his sword for the sake of revenge? If so, does he still wield it, even though the thirst for vengeance has been sated? Could it be that we are the same? Has Earhart, too, lost his purpose?
I heard that they were thinking of increasing the price, but I didn't see how much. Does it say there?
Hey! Where are you running off to?
What does it matter? The tourney is over. Our bargain is concluded.
It is, but that doesn't mean we can't bid each other Godspeed.
Phew. Got you in the nick of time. We won't let you go sneaking away without so much as a fare thee well.
So, I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else that it's sold that's not listed there. Is US the only place that's not getting price increase? I figured that's about how much it would go up by.
Of course. Pray forgive my manners. I could not have gotten this far without you. Both of you. You have my thanks.
Yeah, because I think they
And you
did
have
move.
ours.
I think
So,
Sony
if I can be
headquarters
so
did
bold,
move to the
where are you off
US.
to next?
So if everywhere but the US is getting, I guess that kind of makes sense because they said the reason they were increasing the price was shipping costs. So I guess that kind of makes sense if they're all coming from the US and going outward.
The Sunlands. A town called Wellspring. To finish what I started here.
And then?
I don't know. Perhaps I'll return to the village I came from before here.
Well, if you've already got a place to call home, then maybe this means nothing. But if you're looking for a new line of work, you could do worse than being a full-time champion.
The offer is welcome, but it's not the life for me.
Thought you might say that, but I had to ask, huh?
If you ever have a change of heart, just drop on by. Or even if you don't, you'll always be welcome here.
Thank you, friend. I may do just that. In the meantime, take care of those wounds.
Don't you worry about me. I'll be fighting fit soon enough, and ready to give a good showing at next year's tourney.
A good showing? Now there's an inspiring goal. If you want to stick around in my stable, I'll see you claim the throne.
Oi, oi! One step at a time, milady. I ain't the unbending blade of Hornburg after all.
A title and a crest do not a swordsman make.
Aye, true enough. Maybe I will go and win it all. See what the betters will say about that. Tell you what, if they crown Ned king, you come back and we'll put on a duel the likes of which the city's never seen.
I'd like that very much. But today, the road calls. Till our paths cross again, my friends.
And so did Ulbrich leave Victor's Hollow behind him with new knowledge of Earhart's past and present. Now Ulbrich must find Earhart and, God's willing, the truth, even if it means crossing blades with his erstwhile friend. And so to the Sunlands and the desert oasis of Wellspring, Ulbrich's journey continues. Okay, so he's 32, so him and Alphen are the lowest level chapter 3s. It looks like... I don't think I've been to Still Snow yet. So it looks like Still Snow and Wellspring are the only new towns for Chapter 3. No, I don't... Maybe. At least not for the same system. Like, I'm sure there's been price increases, but probably for, like, upgraded systems. Or, you know, new releases, because like obviously the Switch OLED was, I think, a price increase off of the normal Switch, but I don't know that there's been a price increase off of just like the same system going up in price. But got 2 optional dungeons that are level 30 before we do Ulbrich and Alphen's level 3, chapter 3. I'm not entirely sure it was unavoidable. I'm sure it probably would have put them in a worse position, but I mean, it's pretty standard. It's pretty standard usually for hardware to be sold at a loss. Maybe it was just, maybe this puts it at too much of a loss that they weren't willing to take it, but... Okay, so Far Shore is one, and the other is a mine that's right here. Let's go do the mine first. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, even though it is a price increase, if this actually makes it so that like PS4s are more readily available so that people that actually want one can get one, then that's almost technically a price drop since you're no longer buying from scalpers, but that also assumes that scalpers aren't going to be still buying up every single console that comes out. Like, there has to be a point where it's no longer worth it to the scalpers to buy the systems anymore. And they just, I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm almost entirely sure that this was like I'm pretty sure that they had to really, like, that this was probably like a last option. I definitely don't think this was the first plan. But it is curious though, because like I said, like, it's pretty normal for a console to be sold at a loss and then they make up the money on software sales. I'm actually starting to wonder, because this is something that I pointed out happening. This is something that I talked about a while back, in that it's scalping. The scalpers are hurting them more than anything else because, you know, like I just said, they sell consoles at a loss so that they can make that money back selling software. But you don't sell software for systems that are sitting in someone's closet. Like, even if they've sold X number of PS4s, if a significant portion, like maybe 20 to 30% of those are just sitting in someone's closet, then that's 20 to 30% of estimated sales for any game they put out that is just completely gone. Like, I'm sure they have numbers people for this, but when they make a game, they basically say, we have this many people, for this type of game, we can expect this percentage of them to buy it. And if all of those predictions are being slashed by 20 to 30% because those systems are just sitting in someone's closet waiting for them to pay scalper prices, then they're probably not getting the money they think that they're getting in software sales to cover the losses that they're taking on the console. So I'm sure that raising the price was probably the last thing they wanted to do, but I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe they just had to. We were talking about a different aspect, but it does factor in. Like, last time we were basically talking about what I just brought up, about how consoles usually sell at a loss and then they make the money back through selling games. And I'm saying that probably factors into why PlayStation is having to raise the price of the console, is that they have so many consoles sitting in scalpers' closets that are eating into their projected sales of software that they're not making the money back.
Ready or not, here I come.
At least that's... I mean, I could be completely wrong, but that's just, you know... That's what I think it might be.
I'll not be defeated.
Great inferno. The land.
My turn now. I'll get my money.
The battle is truly joined.
I honestly don't know. Like I said, I'm just basically I'm basically spitballing, you know, trying to think of maybe why they would come to this decision, because, you know, like you said, it's not a good decision.
Out of my way!
Like raising the price on
With each battle,
the
I
price on the
grow
PS5 when, like you said, it's kind of a first for them, for a console to ever raise the price on the same hardware when their competitor as far as power, which would be Microsoft, is not upping their price, and their competitor as far as, you know, just market share, I guess you could say, Switch is already much cheaper than a PS5. So it definitely doesn't seem like a good idea, which means I'm trying to figure out why they would make that decision, because it feels like in order to make that decision, they would have to have a really good reason, like as if they were kind of pushed into a corner. Basically just, like I said, I may be completely wrong, but I'm just
victory shall be mine.
wondering if maybe that's what it has to do with it, is maybe the scalping issue is still bad, and maybe that's cutting off a significant portion of their software sales. But for all I know, it could be something completely different.
Great inferno. The land.
What to do? I'll do my best. May the sacred flame shine forth. I'll do my best. May the sacred flame shine forth.
Great inferno. The land. Thus ends your lesson.
Open for business.
Have at you. A torrent of error.
My turn now.
Now, what next? Nothing
stronger.
Are the games going up too? I think right now they're at 70. Or if you just mean in other territories where they charge more.
Time to teach you a lesson.
Now then,
Is it really? Well, on Steam it's 70. At least in the US. Yeah, it looks in the US it's still showing as 70. Oh yeah, 70. Yeah, 70. The $70 game started as soon as the PS5 generation came.
Oh, ice, pierce them through.
Here I go! The winds of fortune are howling. I'll not be defeated. The winds of fortune! Here I go!
victory shall be mine. The thrill of the fight.
Have you bought any, like, actual PS5 games, or have you just been getting, like, the PS4 games and playing them on PS5? Okay, so this one has a boss.
Now, let's get down to business.
Yeah, it's
Victory
the...
shall be mine.
It's, I guess, I keep wanting to say next gen, but it's been a couple of years now, so current gen games are PS5. And I don't know how long it's going to take for that to catch up to PC, because I know for the longest time PC games were still 50 even when consoles were 60, and then eventually it caught up, and even on PC they started being 60. So I imagine for a while at least it's just going to be some for 70 and some for 60 on PC until it just becomes 70 across the board.
My turn now. Oh, sacred light. What to do?
Interesting dilemma. Much to learn.
Now then,
I'll not be defeated.
this now?
You know the great impertinence of the land.
I wreak havoc upon thee! The thrill of the fight.
Carnage Blade. Is that better? I mean, actually, no, it's not going to be better than the Forbidden Blade. Although I did confirm, I was paying attention, and I did confirm in that fight that the Forbidden Blade actually does increase an enemy's physical attack when you hit it with it. So that's actually a negative. Granted, all it does have is physical attack, but it is the second strongest sword I have right now. So the next one I have to go to is Far Shore. Probably be fastest from here. Solstice. Which game is that? I'm blanking on what game that is. It's not really ringing a bell. Look it up real quick. Yeah, I don't have it on my wish list, so I don't think I've seen it. Okay, it's not out yet, but it has a demo. It's not out till September 20th. Wait, why did I not wishlist this? I have seen this before. It's like the it's the girl with like her sister's a ghost like character action game. Why have I not wishlisted this? Fix that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I see it, and I was like, why? I guess maybe when I played the trailer, it wasn't up for... Like, it wasn't up on Steam yet. And then I just forgot to wishlist it later, or maybe I just forgot to wishlist it, but... At least I fixed that now. Where the hell's the tavern? No, did it? Well, I mean, it is a demo, so you can maybe consider that the demo isn't as optimized as the final game will be, or even the game after it goes through some patches. I'm sure it still cuts it from most things, but... like I said, for a faster action game that's like, it definitely cuts it for anything that's not too graphics intensive. It'll probably be okay for that game after some patches, assuming the developer actually cares enough to patch it. That's always kind of up in the air. But yeah, if it's I usually wouldn't count a demo's performance as a performance of the final game, or like I said, even the final game after it's been out and they've patched it a few times. But I mean, if you're gonna upgrade, now would be the time. The prices, since crypto crashed, the prices for graphics cards are actually going down to the point where they're almost retail. Or they might actually be at real retail prices now. They're not all super inflated anymore. Well, do you think you need a whole new PC or just the graphics card? I don't know I don't know if like your CPU would be throttling or anything. They are. Buying a pre-built was actually cost-effective until recently because of how much graphics cards had inflated prices. It was actually cheaper to get a pre-built just for the simple fact that they were still getting graphics cards at cost. So all in all, it would be cheaper. But now that graphics cards have pretty much gone back to, like I said, they're at like retail price because crypto crashed, that's not a good idea anymore unless you just don't know how to build a PC.
Open for business. I'll do my best.
What's yours is mine.
No,
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, that was good advice up until very recently, just for the simple fact that
I will cut you down.
graphics cards were going for ridiculous prices. So,
My turn now.
and pre-built were still basically the same price because they have them on contract.
Illuminate.
But now that everything's kind of returned to retail prices, it's definitely cheaper just to just buy the components yourself and put them together.
Victory shall be mine.
It's not hard. Like, even anything you may actually have a trouble with, you can easily just find a video on YouTube to show you. But everything is just plug this here, plug that there, do your cabling, that's pretty much it.
I will cut you down.
Like, I think I put together my last 3 computers. It's not something I do all the time, it's like something I do once every 4 or 5 years probably, but you know, even if I forget how to do something or if I'm not sure, I can just easily look up a video. Well, and you're going the laziness route, but let me put it to you this way. You don't want to build your computer yourself because you're being lazy, and it only takes a couple of hours. So, the couple of hours that it'll take you to put it together yourself versus the extra hours you would have to spend at work to pay for the pre-built one versus buying it all yourself. Like, do that equation in your head.
Let us fight with honor.
Don't wait.
What to do? Illuminate.
Have at you. I will cut you down.
I'll do my best. Oh, sacred light. I am not made for such battles.
I've only got 2, but I swear it feels like I've gotten way more clarity stones out of purple chests than anything else.
Ready or not, here I come. Here I go.
Yeah, but that then comes down to, do you know someone who could build it and do a good job
Illuminate.
that you don't have to pay to do it?
My turn. Level slash.
battle is truly joy.
Well then. May the sacred flame shine forth!
The battle is truly joy. I will cut you down. The thrill of the fight.
Yeah, 'cause you usually end up having to do some work on your computer anyway if you get a pre-built. Because I don't know if you've ever actually looked at the specs for pre-built closely. They always skimp out on something. Like, you can find one with a really good CPU, a really good GPU, and it'll probably have, like, shitty RAM. But unless you actually go to the site and, like, pick out all the parts yourself and have them build it for you, which is even more expensive than just buying a normal pre-built, there's always one aspect of the pre-built computers that they skimp out on and just has shitty parts in it.
Come on, I've got better things to do. Out of my way. Try this!
What to do? Illuminate!
The battle is truly joy. I will cut you down.
I'll do my best. Tear! My turn now. Oh, sacred light!
Out of my way. And that's that.
Oh, I do have evasive maneuvers equipped. Okay, so this place must just have a really high encounter rate. So where's the thing I have to walk behind to go get that chest over there?
This is the beginning of your end. My turn. Don't play.
Have at you. I will cut you down.
I'll do my best. Oh, sacred light! My turn now! Sacred light!
Yeah, depending on what area you're in, you could probably make decent money doing that.
Year 2. And that's that.
And like all you're really doing is just following instructions. You look at the basically the motherboard. Like the motherboard usually comes with all the instructions you need. You just follow that. If you're unsure about anything, look up a tutorial. That's all there'd be to it.
Ready or not, here I come! to do? Illuminate.
The battle is truly joy. Have a taste of this.
My turn now. May the sacred flame shine forth. What to do? Sacred
Don't start things you can't finish.
Alright. I guess I'll just go forward with the assumption that maybe I can't get to that until after the boss. Or in the final room or something. There is one. Kinda doesn't look like there's anything else in this.
I'll do my best. May the sacred flame shine forth.
Now then.
Out of my way.
Try this.
Here I go.
How about you?
Out of my way.
Here I go. Bring about the miracle of healing.
Now then. With each battle, I grow stronger.
Alright, let's look it up. Just after the bridge said how south and east through a secret passage for a locked chest.
Flame, protect us. Here I go.
not really a hassle. Like there's there's sites you can go everywhere that where you can basically just pick out parts and it'll tell you if you picked anything that doesn't work with each other. It's like PCPartPicker.com was like the first one that I found, but there's lots of them now. Like like pretty much almost every site that actually sells PC parts will have a thing you can click on where you can make a build and it'll let you know if you've bought anything that has issues with each other. It's really not that hard. And again, if you just want to, if you have a certain price range you want to meet and you want to get the best part for that price range, like there's articles all over the internet. Like so much of the internet is literally just, you know, this is a great PC that you can build for this price range. Get these parts. Like those PC magazines put out one of those where it's like, you know, these are 4 or 5 different PC builds for different budgets. Like they do those articles all the time. It's like half of their content. Yeah, it's one of those things that seems intimidating until you realize that everybody finds it intimidating, and so there's infinite resources online. Like, because everybody feels intimidated when they want to build their first PC, there's literally, like, endless information to help you out to make it easier. Actually, let me double check. I'm pretty sure it was only those 2 that were at 30. Yeah, the next optional dungeon is until level 34. Which I think means we can do Alphen and Ulbrick before we do the level 34 optional. The deadly disease that plagued Goldshore. In the end, it was but the trickery of Vanessa, a depraved quack who enriched herself at her patient's expense. But Alphen put an end to her villainy and healed the people out of the kindness of his heart. You were always my hero, an unreachable ideal, but Ekify getting closer by the day. Having eased the pain and suffering of one town, Alphen strode into Saintsbridge with newfound confidence. Little did he know what awaited him there.
Oi, hey, can you spare a scrap of food for a poor soul? As you can see, the snick's left me too injured to stand.
Show it to me. The wound festers. If it isn't treated, you'll be dead before the next sunrise.
What? You're one of them apothecaries, is that it?
What's it to you?
Bloody hell's but the gods smile on me. Treat my wound and you can name your price.
Before that, answer me one thing.
Oh, but of course, ask me anything.
Afraid you're out of luck, friend. Your life isn't worth saving.
Wait, have some mercy. You can't just leave a man to die.
Hold it! You're an apothecary, ain't you? How can you leave a man you examined to suffer?
And who in the hells are you?
Name's Alvin, and despite appearances, I'm a traveling apothecary myself.
Fellow druggist, is it? Well, listen. I'm a free man with the right to choose my patients.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means just what I said. Some lives aren't worth saving.
Who does that jackass think he is?
You're an apothecary too, he said?
Sure am. And one who doesn't discriminate when it comes to those in need. Let me see that wound.
Much obliged.
You're lucky I showed up when I did. There. That should give you a fighting chance.
Hey, Denim, how you doing?
But you ain't out of the woods yet. You'll need plenty of rest till it heals up. Here, lean on me.
You're far too kind. Thank you.
The name's Alvin. Just doing my job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alvin. I'm Miguel. You really saved me. Not mentioning. You just rest up now, okay? I'll check in on you later with some victuals. I hear the grapes around these parts make for good eating. Better for drinking, if you catch my meaning. Hate to break it to you, but not in your condition. I'm having fun with it. I don't know that I'd go that far, but it's good. We can raise a glass once you're all healed up, though. Deal?
Aye.
Alvin, I'd like that. Now there's a friendly enough guy.
Oh.
Shucks, I ain't eaten yet neither. Can't mix medicine on an empty stomach now, can we? Let's go hit the tavern.
Hey.
Headed for the alehouse. Nothing like a flagon of mead to ease a man's cares. I'm a regular at more than a few alehouses, though I go for the rumors more than the drink. Rumors? What does anyone in an alehouse to say that'd be of interest to a man like you? Who's wealthy, for example, and who's not? Which lords pay their guards well and which don't? You can find all that out at a tavern? That and more. Mead loosens tongues and gets men talking. There's quite some profit to be had in an alehouse if you know how to listen. Not to mention, thieves themselves often drop by to share secrets and tips. Yikes, best be careful next time I'm quenching my thirst. You can try. Either way, I'll be counting my mugs if you and I ever go drinking. I actually kind of like Cyrus. Yeah, I'm hoping 16. 16 has piqued my interest, but yeah, Final Fantasy has kind of been a bit disappointing for a while. I assume. The last Final Fantasy I played was X2, so 13 and 15 and the 12, 13, and 15 I never played. I never really got any interest in. I need to give them a shot at some point. But even then, there's a lot of JRPGs out there besides Final Fantasy and stuff Square makes. I try to play a little bit of everything.
What's this now?
It's all the hubbub. Hey, what happened here?
Someone, help!
My son, he just collapsed. I sent for help, but look at him, he's dying.
Let me take a look.
There's an apothecary in the house. Let me see him at once.
What?
Truly? That one I'm waiting to come out on PC before I give it a chance. Doesn't seem to be a case of food poisoning. Then what could it be?
Oh dear.
Does your son suffer from any afflictions or ailments, ma'am?
No, no.
At least none that I know of.
Damn it all.
Think, Alphen, think.
I'm coming in.
Primrose probably has the better story, but as far as just because you asked which character was my favorite, I think I like Cyrus the most. He's kind of over dramatic and like very affixed on his mysteries and kind of blind to everything else around him. I kind of like him. Where's the patient?
Oh.
Huh? You're that sham from before.
You.
You again. As for whether or not I'm a sham, you can judge for yourself. See. Seems to be a paroxysm of sorts. Doubtless brought on by something he ate. That's a new word I haven't seen before. Sweet peas are known to cause this reaction in some people. Here, this should set things right.
Whoa.
Well, I'll be.
Oh.
Where am I?
Oh!
By the gods.
Oh my!
Timothy, you're all right. Not little Timmy. Sir, I have not the words to thank you.
Just doing my job.
Nothing. Now if you'll excuse me. Name's Ogun, traveling apothecary. I trust you've learned not to judge a man before you know him. Well, shucks. Never seen a sham as good as that. But I can't let that shake me.
All right.
Alright, let's see who else in here is in need. I'm not going to give up that easy, that's for sure.
Come now.
Now, calm yourself there, friend. The boy was saved, that's no small solace, yes? I'm not saying it isn't, but still. As an apothecary yourself, you are well equipped to see the extent of his wisdom and skill. Damn right I am. It's much the same in my own profession. I have had the honor of studying under many great thinkers, scholars of such perspicacity and knowledge that I wondered if I could ever hope to be their equal. You don't say. Tell me, what precisely went through your mind when you realized the full extent of his apothecarial skills? My first thought was, wow, he's just something else. But then I thought, don't just sit there admiring Alf. I have to get as good as him so I can ease that many more people's pain. Oh, now there's a splendid answer if I ever heard one. Guess I should stop moping and get to learning. Now that's the spirit. Dare say that passion will carry him a long way. Yes, he's found his path, and I can tell he won't be swayed from it. So those two grandmas haven't been around lately. I should check and make sure they're not sick in bed.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear boy. Finally, I can go visit my best friend again.
How are you holding up?
And there we go. Should have you feeling better, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, dearie. Don't mention it. And make sure to keep warm, okay?
Aye.
I will. Thank heavens I can finally go grape picking again. Grapes? Speaking of grapes, you know where I could find myself a good bottle of wine? I promised my new friend Miguel we'd share a toast, you see, and...
Are you all right?
Is everything alright, ma'am?
How can this be?
You're friends with Miguel, that rotten, no-good thief? Thief? You heard me, and that's not all. Rumor even has it he killed a man. I heard he slipped into one of the local estates, and when the butler found him, Miguel stabbed the poor man to death. The local militia has been searching for him ever since. They can't find hide nor hair of him. He's a drifter and a vagrant. If you know what's best for you, you'll find yourself a new friend.
So we meet again.
Sorry, no time to chat. I have a patient waiting.
Surely you don't mean to save that scoundrel's life.
So you knew?
I did. He claimed to be a humble farmer, but the dagger concealed beneath his cloak told me otherwise. There was far more blood on him than that from his wound. Nor did his nervous, flickering eyes do him any favors. No, it was clear why he hadn't sought treatment for his wound. He's a man on the run.
Still. Because someone's a thief, that means you leave them to die?
I said it once, and I'll say it again. Some lives are worth saving. Others, not so much.
Bollocks! We're apothecaries, not gods. It ain't our place to judge. We have a duty to help anyone who needs us. Am I wrong?
Show me one of your tonics.
Huh? Why should I do that?
Call it curiosity. I want to see your skills for myself.
Huh. Well, if you insist. Here, looking's free.
It is unrefined, but adequate. Made with talent and confidence. Hear me, Alphen. I can see the passion in your eyes, so I'll not mince words. Let that man die.
You can't.
Before you act, ask yourself what it truly means to save a man's life. Especially the life of a killer.
I should go back and check up on Miguel. Hi.
Hey, Miguel. I've made me wound. It stings something terrible.
Whoa.
Let me take a look. Darnation, it's worse than I thought. At this rate, his life is...
Hey there.
How's it look? Tell me I'm going to survive.
I'll take care of this.
Yeah, I mean, you sure will. Sting's how you can tell the salve's working.
Ah, I
Let's
see.
All right.
Just need to give you some stronger medicine.
I'll fix you up, good as new.
You hold on, okay? We'll have you on your feet again and...
Before you act, ask yourself what it truly means to save a man's life. Especially the life of a killer.
What?
What's the matter, Alphen? Is it worse than you thought?
Shucks.
I heard folks talking about you, Miguel. Saying you're a thief and a murderer.
Huh?
Murderer? Bollocks, I was framed, I tell you. Tell me the truth, Miguel. I can't help you unless you do.
Damn.
Got me, Alphen. I'm a rotten thief. Hear me out. I had no choice. I needed the coin.
I don't know.
Enough to take a man's life? Forgive me, I beg of you. I got 3 brats to feed back home. They'd go starving if not for me. Weren't always like this, Alphen. He used to be a mercenary, and a good one at that. Things happened, and the work don't come like it used to, and so I... Come clean with me, Alphen. I'm dying, ain't I? I know my body better than anyone. Got to help me, I beg of you. Starting this moment, you're a new man. Huh?
Now listen here.
I'm saying that I'll help you on one condition. No more thieving here.
Aye.
Why, of course, you have my word. Believe me, I feel worse than anyone about the terrible deeds I've done.
I beg of you.
Alphen. Stay for now. I can't leave a man to suffer. It's just not who I am. Alright, Miguel. I trust you. Hold tight and I'll fix you up right as rain.
Thank you.
Honestly, it has more to do with your settings than it does the microphone, I've noticed. Like how you set up your filters and your gain and your compression and everything else. Like all the other stuff that you do in the programs seems to have way more of a difference than what type of mic you have. And so Alphen toiled until the wee hours of the night, tending to Miguel's wounds as best he could. Until finally, in the end...
Shucks.
Must have been more tired than I thought. Oh yeah, there's like... That's another thing you can find online. There's a bunch of tutorials on how to set all the filters and settings and everything else for your mic to make it sound better. I'm just going to YouTube and tap, you know, microphone settings for a beginner or something like that. There's... Let's see if I can actually... Let me see if I can get this on there. Because mine has quite a few on it. Like, I have noise suppression, a noise gate, a compressor, a gain, and a limiter all set on mine. To get it to sound this way, basically. Well, that's why you also need to put them in order. That was another thing. That's the reason why I have them like that. So you do... Bring it up again. It's been a long time since I'd done it, so... But yeah, I have the noise suppression first to take out background noise, then a noise gate to make sure that, you know, the mic only cuts on when it gets to a certain volume, which is usually my voice. And the compressor I think just makes it sound better. Like I said, I was following a YouTube video when I did this, and I basically just went through what they did. I think the compressor is just to make it sound better. And then the gain, you know, is there so that your voice can be louder, and then you just set a limiter so that it doesn't peak and crack. Like you're basically setting a volume limit. Speaking of the man, I wonder where he's run off to. Should probably stop here and go on my break. I was supposed to do that 15 minutes ago. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go on my break. I'll be back in... Hey, Irby, how you doing? I think it does that also, but I think most of it's more to like... I think it's just supposed to make your voice sound fuller, you know, kind of like the... like radio and all that. I think that's what a compressor does mostly. They use it for. But the main thing to make sure you don't have sound spikes and everything is at the very end is the limiter. But like I said, I followed a guide online on YouTube and just went down it the same way they did it and made small adjustments if I needed to. But yeah, honestly, I've had a couple of mics over the time that I've been streaming, and there's not that much difference in the sound after you do all that. So I think all the settings and filters you put on it might be more important than the actual mic. You just need a mic that doesn't actually, you know, create any noise of its own and is clear. Which, honestly, you can get one of those for, like, they don't have to be super expensive to just get a clear mic. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm gonna go on my break. I'll be back in 5, and then we'll continue with Alphen's story. back. I said stand back or I'll slit your brat's scrawny throat.
Someone, help!
Not little Timmy again. Not my Timothy, please no.
Got that.
You know what to do, don't you? Hand over all you've got.
No.
I'll give you anything. Just wait for my husband to return and... You daft, you bloody whore. You think I have the luxury of waiting here all day. Now hand it over before... Bring every leaf you own to the Rivera Woods by sundown, else you'll never see the brat again. No, my Timothy, gods have mercy.
The hells?
Are you alright? What happened here?
It can't be.
It couldn't be.
Oh, heavens.
What it is, that terrible man took my poor Timothy.
That bastard.
Shucks. That rotten bastard. My poor boy, whatever am I to do?
I'll take care of this.
You just wait here, ma'am. I'll go after your boy. Now, which way did he go? He said to come to the woods. The Rivera Woods, west of town.
Got it.
I'll have little Timmy back in no time. Hell, I was a damn fool for trusting you. God's damn it all.
Tisk.
Steady now, Alphen. Steady now? I trusted him, that brazen-faced brute. I say again, steady, my friend. Our first priority is the child. Am I not right? You are. Sorry, sometimes my emotions get the better of me. You need not be sorry. In times like this, we must help one another. I have no doubt that one day it will be my turn to call upon you for wisdom and perspective. Fair enough. Thanks. Yeah, it's something. It's definitely not as bad as a lot of reviews made it out to be. There's, like, I guess there wasn't enough party banter or damn it, what's the word I'm thinking of? There just wasn't enough of them getting along with each other for them, but a lot of reviews made it sound like there was zero party member talk to each other.
My turn.
Now, what next? Great inferno to scorch the land.
The battle is truly joined. A torrent of arrows.
Here we go.
This calls
Out of my way. You too.
The battle is truly joined. With each battle, I grow stronger.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, like, Yeah, there's not that much interaction. That's the word I was blanking on before. There's not that much interaction between party members, but there is some. And a lot of the reviews I remember seeing when this came out, like they made it seem like there was absolutely zero. But again, game journalists, everything is either a 0 or a 10.
I've got better things to do. A great inferno to scorch the land.
Here goes nothing.
This calls for victory shall be mine.
All right.
My turn. Cross strike. Have at you. Out of my way.
An interesting dilemma.
Ah!
A great inferno to scorch the land.
Thus ends your lesson.
I know that's something that a lot of people like to complain about Disc 2 for Xenogears, but it honestly doesn't bother me. I still very much feel like it sets the tone right. You're stuck there, not able to do anything but read, when it turns into a visual novel, which is kind of the same position that the characters are in at that point in the game. Like, they're kind of helpless to everything happening around them. So I feel like it sets the tone of that whole section.
Come on, I've got better things to do. I appreciate it, really.
They're not always right, and a lot of times they don't even finish the game. Especially with JRPGs, where they tend to be a lot longer, and they have to get a review out by a certain deadline. Like, it's not uncommon for a reviewer to play like 5 to 10 hours of the game and then write their review. And a lot of times they haven't even gotten to the meat of the game at that point.
Bring it on. Love it, slash.
The battle is truly joined.
Bring it on. Don't mind if I
Nothing will last long. You should have studied harder.
Yeah, that's why when a game comes out that I'm looking forward to, and certain people come in and post a headline that some reviewers said they didn't like it. Hideru, certain people, not gonna name names, Hideru, certain people come in and just put like, just randomly post headlines of reviewers that say they didn't like the game. Like, it doesn't really mean anything, because you never know if that reviewer actually knows what they're talking about, if they even played the game for any length of time, if they're focused on God knows what else that they didn't like the game. There's so many reviews that I've read where they have, it's like a 10-paragraph review, and like 1 or 2 paragraphs will be about how they felt about certain parts of the game, like mechanically and story-wise, and then the entire rest of the review will be like one thing that happened in the game for 10 seconds that offended them. Yeah, but you don't like anything that's not Trails, Hideru, so... I mean, I don't even know why you play anything that's not Trails. Just keep playing Trails, that's the only thing you like.
I'm feeling better already.
Have at you.
Interesting dilemma.
Great inferno to the land.
Victory shall be mine. Watch my blade dance. With each battle, I grow stronger.
Yeah, and like the big joke one is always, what, hey Hollowitz, how you doing? Well, the big joke one is the one that they always say, I'm trying to remember which one. I think it was... Well, the big joke one is always the SMT5 was just Persona without the heart. But there was another one that I read that I guess not many other people did read it because they weren't interested in the game. I really liked it, which was Scarlet Nexus. There was a review for Scarlet Nexus where they basically just complained the entire time that the friendship building scenes weren't as, you know, they weren't as involved as they were in Persona, and they had several times, like at least twice in the review, it was more than once, I think it was at least twice in the review, they mentioned how it just made them want to play Persona 5 again. And it's like, Scarlet Nexus, it has team friendship building scenes, and from what I understand, they later released an update that expanded upon them, I guess because of reviewers like that. But that game was all about the gameplay. Hey Xerxes, how you doing? Yeah, it's my first playthrough right now. I'm on Alphen Chapter 3. This is the first Chapter 3 that I'm doing. Yeah. And I know everybody complains about that Persona is the standard and everything has to be compared to Persona, but I mean, there's always going to be something. Before it was Persona, it was Final Fantasy. Because way back in the PS1, PS2 days, every JRPG that came out was compared to Final Fantasy. And hell, I even remember having conversations with other people, like other people that were gamers, and you tell them, like, hey, they'd be like, hey, what's your favorite genre? And I'd be like, oh, my favorite genre is JRPGs. And like, what are those? And like, this is I had this conversation so many times. It's like, what's your favorite genre? JRPGs. What's a JRPG? Like Final Fantasy. Oh yeah, those are pretty cool. Well, it just happens that right now Persona is the most well-regarded turn-based JRPG. And Final Fantasy has been divisive over the past few entries, and on top of that is going in the direction of ARPG. So from now on, until another game comes out that takes the throne, I guess you could say, every turn-based JRPG is gonna be compared to Persona. It's not that they compare it to Persona, it's the way they compare it to Persona. Because you can compare things to whatever the market leader is just to try to give people who only played that an idea of what's different and what to expect in another game. But to simply be like, oh, it doesn't do this as well as Persona, Final Fantasy, whatever it's being compared to, just be like, it doesn't do this as well as that game, it doesn't do this as well as that game, it does this a little bit better than that game, it doesn't do this as better than that game. Like, that's a shitty review. You can tell them like, it does this kind of how they do it in Persona, except it's different in this way. Like, you can actually compare how the mechanics work and not just say, this is better, this is worse. And I think that's where a lot of people give, you know, kind of fall off on those style of reviews. Because you essentially have an entire review of them saying, this game is not as good as the most beloved game in the genre at this current point in time. Looks like DMC, but just from looking at the trailer, I would honestly say, like, my prediction, the combat system in FF16 probably going to be closer to the new East games. Because it kind of has, like, instead of switching party members, you're going to be switching stances, the different elemental stances, which in East you would only switch characters so that you could get, you know, slash, pierce, or blunt damage. And in this one, you're just going to have different elements for it. And it had the same, like, you know, hold trigger to turn the face buttons into preset moves. So I'm thinking it's probably going to play way closer to an East game than a Devil May Cry game. And I say that just for the simple fact that in Devil May Cry is a manual combat system, so like when you see a long combo in DMC, 9 times out of 10, every phase of that combo is a different button press or sequence of button presses. Whereas something more like East is usually just like, you know, you do your standard combo, your basic attacks, into a special move, and the special moves can be anywhere from 1 to... Like, the special moves in East are usually longer than what you would normally see off a normal move in a character action game. Character action games are more about making the long combos for yourself, not having them preset to a button. Yeah, and that's like, as you put it out there, DMC is a really high standard for other games to get close to it. That's also kind of the same thing that people get mad with when they compare everything, like when they used to compare everything to Final Fantasy and when they're now comparing everything to Persona. That's like, that is the highest regarded JRPG at the time. I mean, obviously people have different opinions as to whether or not they like it, but it's the most well received. So whenever a new game comes out and they just say, oh, it's not as good as that game, that's like saying, oh, so does that mean it's a 9? Does that mean it's a 7? Does that mean it's a 6? Like, you're comparing it to what most people classify as a 9 or 10, and all you're telling us is it's not as good. Like, what does that mean? And hey, Latte, how you doing? It does. I think that's what they're going more for. And like I said, just from looking at the actual trailers and just kind of like looking at the UI, I do think it's gonna play more like the newer East games do. Yeah, and that's usually where that was always the problem whenever they compared everything to Final Fantasy. Because they would compare, you know, games with, like, this was back during like the PS1 and PS2 era when Final Fantasy was the king. You know, they didn't have all those divisive entries that came later. But when they used to compare everything to Final Fantasy, it was unfair. Because none of those other games put the money into their game that Final Fantasy did.
My turn.
Like, you're essentially comparing, like, a summer blockbuster Marvel movie to, a lot of times, a small budget movie or even an indie movie, which is what a lot of JRPGs are a niche. You know, it's a niche genre. So very few companies are going to pump a lot of money into them. I'd say the only other company that pumps, and I wouldn't even say they put as much money into it as Square does, would be Bandai with the Tales series, and even then they don't put nearly as much money into it as a Final Fantasy does. It's an action RPG now, but we still have to wait for it to come out, honestly. Like, arguably, we still know very little about it, other than now it's going to have an action combat system. But then again, so does Final Fantasy VII Remake, and so to an extent did 15. I'd say it probably still qualifies as a JRPG. I mean, it's definitely not... It hasn't gone into Western JRPG territory. Like, you're not creating your own character. You're not picking your class. You're probably not even allocating your own stats. Like, there's a lot of nuance and different things between Western and JRPG as far as their design aesthetics and even their game mechanics. And like I said, a lot of those we don't know. We've only basically seen the look of it and some of the UI to maybe suss out the actual battle system. No, it was a single character for the trailer. Basically, the day after they showed that trailer, they came out and said they were only showing the main character in that last trailer because they wanted you to get a good look at the battle system. But there are going to be party members. They already said that. Xenoblades are all on Switch.
All right. I'm feeling better already. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, you have to tell that to Nintendo. They're still the only ones that... They're still the only ones to refuse putting their games on PC. Because even a lot of the big titles that Sony is making are slowly creeping their way into PC. But, yeah, Nintendo's the only one that's keeping their toys to themselves. Yeah, the Xenoblade games are MMO-style combat, which personally isn't really my thing. That's why I kind of haven't gotten around to them yet. What was that? It sounds like a weapon. It's not as good as what I've got. Yeah, but I would have to start with one. That's just... even games that aren't direct, like, connected to each other and all, I still like to play them in order. Because it's hard to go backwards. Oh damn, I thought I was on sword.
Here we go.
Yeah, and that's probably why they're not doing it. But to be fair, we also thought that about Sony for the longest time, that they had no reason to put their stuff on PC, but they eventually did. And yeah, while the Steam Deck does exist, it's also a lot more expensive than a Switch. So I guess people that are still, you know, don't want to spend as much would still go with the Switch. I do like how the boost element affects everything, but the actual, like, weaknesses and breaking shield mechanic, that's actually been in quite a few games before. I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head, but I know, I mean, I'm gonna say it even though most people hate the game because of that battle system, but that was in Xenosaga 2.
Here goes nothing.
My turn. You're too.
Have at you. Watch my blade dance. Victory shall be mine.
Why do these things have so much HP? They're just normal enemies.
Where's the nearest tavern?
I think there was one more chest in here that I hadn't gotten to yet. Man, I really wish this game didn't have such a shitty... There it is. Really wish this game didn't have such a shitty mini-map.
Let us fight with honor. Victory shall be mine. A torrent of arrows.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Happens like once a day.
Here we go.
Out of my way.
Level slash.
The battle is truly joyful.
Here goes nothing.
Yeah, I'll be getting to Soul Hackers eventually. Not too far off, but definitely not right at release. Probably still gonna be another couple of weeks before I'm done with this.
This calls for...
Not bad. A passing.
Alright, there we go. I think that's everything now. Now we can go fight the boss. Oh, I'm going to. I've had some non-spoilery tips, I guess, thrown my way, which another viewer basically told me that they messed up because they only ever used half the party and that you need all of it for it. So I've been doing my best to try to keep everybody leveled to around the same.
I've got better things to do.
The battle is truly joined.
Yeah, I've actually got a couple of tabs open on my browser with like the side quests and like the map where everything is. No, I intend to do it.
What next? Great inferno to scorch the land.
go.
Now I mean, I'm just doing all the content in order of danger level. And I mean, this is the first chapter 3 that I'm doing, which is supposed to be 32. And I think I only have one character that's 31. Everybody else is at least 32. Therion is obviously higher since I constantly have to drag his ass into every dungeon to be able to open the chests. And Ulbrich is way above everything else because he's my main.
Have at you.
Don't start things you can't finish.
But yeah, like, Cyrus was one of my lowest level when I started this. I always bring in whoever the lowest levels in on any free spots I have.
Miguel!
So just by shuffling people in and out, everybody's keeping at least in line with the content I'm doing. I don't know how much grinding I'm going to have to do after I finish everybody's chapter 4 to get ready for it, but I'll look up a good place to do it.
Brat wouldn't shut up, so I stuck him one to give him something to really cry about.
You low-down pile of filth. Move aside and let me see the boy's wound.
Not another bleeding step. As pleased as I'd be to see you fix up the golden goose. Something tells me you're just going to up and sneak away with him.
The boy could die.
And what of him if he does? I've got 4 mouths to feed back at home.
I thought it was 3.
I thought it was 3.
Yep.
Oops. I should learn to keep my stories straight. You actually believed I had a bloody family? I don't even know where my next meal is coming from. You're so sodding gullible, it almost moves me to tears. But I don't. Thanks to you, I'm able to get back to honest work.
I give. This is my fault for fixing you. But that's why I'm gonna set things right. By my own hand. Step aside, Miguel!
Sure that's smart, Alphin? I stretch the truth from time to time. I wasn't lying about being a mercenary. Miguel Twin Spears has killed 100 men if he's killed a dozen. Soldiers, mind you, not mollycoddles toting a bag full of weeds.
Alright, Hideru. I'll see you later.
None of your potions or bandages will patch you up when I'm done with you.
Better roll up the sleeves.
Victory shall be mine.
What is the logical course of action? So much to learn.
That doesn't help me.
Right.
Out of my way.
Bring it on.
So much to learn.
That doesn't help me either.
The battle is truly joy.
Out of my way. I see.
All right. Try this.
It changes.
My turn.
Yeah, so Cyrus is not going to be able to do much in this fight.
Here goes nothing.
The battle is truly joy. I wreak havoc upon thee!
How about this?
All right. All right.
Watch my blade dance.
My turn.
An interesting dilemma.
Here goes nothing. Ha! Try again.
Gel Spear. Let's see how good that is. The bleeding. Not this again. Are you okay? Thank the gods he's still breathing. Sit tight now.
That'll do her.
Ain't no time to waste. Need to get him someplace dry and treat the wound properly. Few days later.
But that's wonderful.
He's an apothecary, so it's a medieval doctor. Timothy, bless me. My dearest Timothy, I promise I'll never let you go, ever, ever again.
Mother?
He did the, I gave you life, I'll take it away. Because he saved the guy's life, and then the guy had turned on him. Yes, what is it, my boy?
Huh?
It was that man who saved me. Yeah, that was basically the lesson he had to learn in this chapter, because another more experienced apothecary saw the guy and told him he wasn't going to save him. So Alphen went ahead and saved him, then the guy turned around on him and kidnapped the kid and almost killed him. so Alphen had to put her down. So you're leaving this place?
That's right.
Those who were sick are now well. My work here is done. Let me ask you something.
Sure.
Make it quick.
You know,
By saving a robber's life, I put innocent boys in danger. In the end, I gave in. Did what I had to and blooded my own hands. If I had to do it over, what could I have done different? Was I too naive to do what I did? My mind goes in circles and I still can't find the answer. Life is nothing but a series of choices. Our job's the same. We have to decide what's worth keeping and what should be thrown away. You made a poor choice. It's that simple. There was a time when I was as indiscriminate as you.
It was 10 years ago when I started practicing my craft. I was living with my wife in a tiny village. One day, a wanted criminal came to our home. He had evaded his captors, but at great cost. His wounds were dire. I knew what he was, and still I took him into my home and tended to him. I believed, much like you do, that every life was worth saving. With each passing day, his condition improved. I was filled with pride for my skills and joy for my patient's recovery. Then one day, I went off into the woods to gather ingredients for a potion. I returned to find my wife on the floor, unrecognizable, in a pool of her own blood. I had no choice but to accept the truth. I saved the wrong life. I left my village behind and wandered from town to town. Ever since then, I treat only those I choose to treat.
No, Wabon, that goes against the message they're trying to teach.
And save only those lives that deserve to be saved.
You're not allowed to think of contingencies.
Those hands of yours can shape the world. Think before you use them. There was another who practiced his craft the way you do.
I just don't know. I still don't have the answer. What would you have done? If you're out there, can you send me some kind of message? Anything at all.
And so Alphen left Saintsbridge behind. His heart, once brimming with confidence, weighed heavily and hollow in his chest. Was I wrong to believe what I believed? What would you have done? He called out to the man who once saved him, but to no avail. His steps unsure, he set out for Orwell in the Cliffslands. I am actually surprised they went there with this story, though. I thought it was going to be the much more tame of, like, you know, he saves the guy and then the guy decides to become good after he saves him, and then he tells the old one, is like, see, everybody deserves a second chance. I thought that was the direction they were going to go in it. I'm actually kind of happy that it went bad, and he has to question himself now. That was a much better twist. Yeah, I mean, it's not like an unseen twist. It's not like, oh my god, I never saw that coming. But I definitely thought they were more likely to go in the other direction and have him be the everybody deserves a second chance story. What's the fastest way to get there? Yeah, it looks like from here it'd be the only way to get there. I wouldn't necessarily say that they're dark. They're just not as light as most games are. Like the scenario that I mentioned, that's what most games would lean into. But then again, as I've been joking, this is a game where we completely terrorize towns every town we go to by robbing them, abducting them, interrogating them, and beating them up when they try to defend their house from us stealing from them. So when those are the heroes, I guess it should be expected that the stories don't go super Saturday morning cartoony. Yeah, I think a lot of these steal percentages were really low when I came here the first time, so I didn't bother with them, but they're all at 100% now. Wow, that is still only at 8%. Level do I have to be before that gets reasonable? Alright. So, lowest levels right now are 32. Alright. So we need to get here.
I've got better things to do.
The battle is truly joined. Death by 1,000 cuts!
Out of my way.
Let's do this! I'll do my best.
Have at you.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't necessarily call the stories in this dark. They're just not as light as most JRPGs. I'm sure they could make something darker than Drakengard, but they would have to be... They would have to really try. Like, that's not something you could do or surpass by accident. Because I'm pretty sure even Yoko Taro was aiming to make something overly dark when he made that.
Don't start things you can't finish.
Yeah, that's just more realism than anything else. Like, there's light, there's realistic, and then dark. Like, I kind of view it this way. If it's stuff that naturally happens in the world, for the most part, there are some, like, things that happen in the world that are done by actually really evil people that go beyond. But basically, if it's stuff that you just hear about naturally that happens in the world, that's realistic. If you go out of your way to sanitize it and make a lot of the things that happen in the real world not happen, that's light. If you go out of your way to make things worse than what you normally hear about in the real world, that's dark. It's more about the intent. So, like, if you are actively trying to make things horrible, that's dark. If you're just making you're just like referencing things that actually happen, that's just realistic. Yeah, because Bloodborne is Lovecraftian. Well, I'm not saying the darkest things that happen in the real world. I'm talking about the stuff that normal people wouldn't, that most people would know about. Like, if it's something they would report about on the news, that's realistic. If it's something that it happened and they won't talk about it on the news, that happens in the real world, but that's dark. Like, Or even if they put it on the news, and they have to have like a disclaimer warning before they run the story. But yeah, just for the thing that you put in your normal post, like prostitution, murder, kidnapping, these are all things we can hear about on the news while we're eating dinner, no problem. You know, 2 people died today because of a shooting. You know, people were kidnapped. Police did a sting, arrested X number of prostitutes. Now, if you're talking about like something that some completely deranged serial killer did, and they'll only tell you like, oh, he had this many victims, but they don't go into detail of what he did, or if they do, there's a huge disclaimer before they're talking about it. That's what I say beyond the normal of realism. We need an interrogator to ransack the town. And that's what I'm saying, like, with video games, it kind of gets skewed because more often than not, video games very heavily skew towards light. They go out of their way to sanitize things because they want a teen rating. Same with movies. That teen rating is where the money is. You want to make sure everybody can buy your game or see your movie. So a lot of things are very intentionally sanitized for the public as far as the entertainment industry goes. So anything that goes into realism, we tend to think it's dark just because most of the entertainment we consume is intentionally sanitized. But then every once in a while you find, you know, a movie or a game or something that intentionally tries to go as dark as possible, usually mimicking real life events that were incredibly dark and maybe even adding a little more on top of it. I don't think we need to guide anybody, but let's do our rounds of villainy on the town. $35 or higher. It's only 2 levels off. I'll have to switch in. I have to switch in Cyrus after I'm done and go around again. Now, normally I feel kind of bad when we do this, because a lot of times when we do this, it's literally someone saying that they're just protecting their house, or like, you know, so you won't go in and rob them. But this guy is actually, no, he's actually pretty strong. But this guy is literally just guarding black market goods.
Let us fight with honor. Victory shall have at you.
So spears it is.
Damn.
Damn, he hits hard.
How about this? Now then. Victory shall be mine.
I think there was definitely a time where probably not as much sales as a teen-rated game, but I think there was a time where you could get pretty good sales with an M rating. I don't know that we're still in that time anymore, but I think around the GTA 3 time, you know, with like around the PS2 era, with Manhunt and like GTA and all those other games that were intentionally trying to be overly dark and like earn that mature rating on the box, they sold pretty well, and I think there was a time there where mature rated games could sell well. I don't know if that's still in effect.
How about this?
Man, this guy hits hard.
Stand firm.
I'm not sure how much of a difference this makes, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
How about this?
I don't know. And that's another thing, is that since so many... for me, at least, I don't know, I'm sure most people are probably the same way, but since most of the purchases are done digitally now, I don't even really look at the ratings anymore. It used to be you kind of did, because you'd go to a store, you'd check the box, and it was just like, the rating was just right there, like, staring you in the face when you picked up the box. But now that you do everything digitally and like the rating is like tucked off in a corner on the page that you're buying the game from, I don't really look at them anymore.
How about this? Now then. Now then. Now then. How about this? Have at you. Have at you. Have at you. My blade is unbending. I wreak havoc upon thee! Have at you! How about this? Victory shall be mine! How about this? The battle is truly joined!
I'm trying to remember, because I haven't played it through myself, and I definitely haven't seen a full playthrough. I've just seen a couple streams here and there. I'm trying to think of how much questionable content is there in Elden Ring.
Stand firm! The battle is truly joined. How about this? Have at you. The battle is truly joined.
Not now.
Have at you.
Oh well.
My blade is I wreak havoc upon thee.
There's still enough to kill him.
The thrill of the fight.
Alright, Black Marketeers, this is a raid. I'm gonna have to confiscate all your black market goods. But if you weren't holding on to them really hard, that is. Alright, I'll buy this from you. I don't want to sit here save scumming to get a 15%. Welcome back, Samato. That's a quest item. Oh man, I really wish I would have talked to that guy first. I probably could have lifted that off of her without buying it. It's another forbidden weapon. Kind of scared to look at the price tag. Oh, I'm only 1,000 off. I'm gonna steal all your gambling money, and then I'm gonna have to raid your house.
Let us fight with honor. Victory shall come. The battle is my way. With each battle, I grow stronger.
I will be purchasing that fine axe of yours. So that is the highest attack power I have right now, is with the axe. At least off of basics. Quest item. There are quite a few people I'm gonna have to come back with Cyrus to inquire from. Hey, Lost, how you doing? Sleepy? You stay up too late, or what's got you so sleepy? Alright, let's switch in Cyrus and get all the people that we couldn't interrogate before. Actually, I should save before I do this, before I end up having to pay a crap ton in the reputation booster. Oh, that sucks. Nothing. Man, I hate it when it's like a low % chance to get information out of them, and then it's just nothing special. At least she had the end discount. I got one try left and 2 more to do. %. Damn. Both of them are 32. Challenge with ease. I imagine that would be to help with fighting that guy to open up the black market, since he was pretty high power. But it's Ulbrich as my main, no problem with that. More plentiful provisions. Okay, so these guys were low %, but at least they actually did stuff. That's great advice, Jigs. I'll keep that in mind. Follow instructions. Good idea. How you doing today, Jigs?
Hi-ho!
One of our scouts reported seeing a huge serpent lately out in the quicksand caves. No one believed the poor lad. He went out to those caves again on his own, claiming he'd prove us all wrong. Of course, if there really were such a terrible beast, we'd need to take care of it. Couldn't leave such a monster unchecked. Traveled all the way from Still Snow in the far north in search of sweet delicacies to delight my tongue. I thought that perhaps the dates which they sell in this region would be a good addition to my kitchen. I had heard they imparted delightful sweetness to any meal. But the dates I've tasted here, they have an undeniable aftertaste that quite ruins the effect. Somewhere in this wide world there must be a perfect sweetener capable of pleasing the tongue without such flaws. Beetroot. I don't know where I got that, but I have it. Oh, something new to try. I'll be happy to do that, thank you. This does indeed have promise. It's a clean, pure sweetness indeed. Why, it looks like nothing more than a perfectly common beet. What's that? You say this beet is from my homeland of Still Snow. Ah, that's it. It must be the cold. The cold must cause the beets to develop more sugars as they grow. This kind of sugar content, I think that I could simply squeeze the roots to extract the sweet juice. Sometimes you can travel the whole world only to find the thing you sought was lying right outside your front door the entire time. What kind of gourmand am I, overlooking the perfect sweet right before me? Clearly there is so much for me to learn. I am tempted to start my journey anew, but this time with my eyes properly open to the natural bounty surrounding me. Thank you for giving me a taste of a whole new world. Slightly reduces ice and wind. My troubles have continued unabated since then, I'm afraid. A thief snuck into my room at the inn and stole something of great value from me. Among my belongings I had a certain letter, you see, but without that letter... You mean this letter?
Oh my!
You've recovered my letter. I cannot tell you how important this is. Still cannot believe that I was burgled. How could I have been so inattentive? Tell me, what has your impression been of the towns here in the Sunlands? So much of the desert is utterly inhospitable to human life, yet the people work together to find a way to survive, even here. This region has been home to many different tribes since ancient times. King Kaleem is in fact the chief of one of those tribes. He is only king now because he gained the trust of other chiefs in the other tribes. Why could I not say that sentence? He was selected peaceably from among the various chiefs at the Great Assembly. Now all of the tribes are enjoying friendly relations. Though it seems there are those who find such peace to be too dull for their tastes. Forgive me, I always seem to end up rambling on about my own concerns when I talk to you. Still, I do hope we might meet again. If I remember right, those caves he's talking about were level 40. Let me double check that. They are, then I'll just wait till later to do them. Inquire or scrutinize giant serpents master in the northern Welsing Sprans. Clear the quicksand caves. Is that two different things, or do I have to do both of those things? Yeah. I have to beat the boss there. And I think that's a level 40, so I'll save that for later. Since I'm doing everything in order. So, unless there's more over here, which there isn't, and that's the whole town. Spring. Okay, there is a chest there. So yeah. Once again, we're probably not going to have a chance to finish it, but we can start Olbrich's 3rd chapter. So Olbrich triumphed in the arena at Victor's Hollow, defeating Gustav the Black Knight in an epic struggle. Gustav shared the story of Earhart's past, a tale of a home lost while the king sat idly by, and of how Earhart swore vengeance upon the crown. Did you wield your blade only for revenge, old friend? What do you fight for now that the thirst has been sated? Have you too lost your purpose? Olbrich sought answers to these questions, answers he knew would only come after a clash of blades. And so did Olbrich arrive in Wellspring.
Well,
Earhart's somewhere in this town. Best start asking around.
Well met.
Excuse me, my lady. Do you know a man named Earhart?
I'm pretty sure.
Earhart, suppose you're talking about the swordsman.
Just so.
That would be him.
Oh, yes.
A while ago, he saved one of the trade caravans from the lizard men, then escorted it here to stay a town safe and sound. He's a bit of a hero around these parts, though I haven't set eyes on him myself, mind.
Well,
do you have any idea where I might find him? Couldn't say. He don't show up much in town.
Thank you.
That is unfortunate. Thank you nonetheless. I might have to leave town and come back. One of the people that I need to talk to is still unconscious.
Well met.
Excuse me, do you know of a man named Earhart? Just wait for sales then. Tough bastard with the sword, you mean? Aye, everyone here does. He defended our town from those goddamn lizard men when it seemed like they'd overrun us all. Some folks here say he's our savior, and you won't find me saying otherwise.
Well,
do you have any idea where I might find him? Afraid I couldn't say. Don't see him around much, truth be told.
I thank thee.
That's so. In any event, thanks for the help. I hope they'll let me leave town since I've started a chapter. Okay, good. Yeah, because I need to reset that guy since I beat the crap out of him.
Hail!
Can you help me? I'm looking for a man. Goes by the name Earhart. Earhart. You'd be looking for the swordsman then. So you know the man. I know him well, we all do. For the debt we owe him. Debt. Aye, see, this town is plagued by damned lizard men. Time was they were happy to skulk about in their lairs and leave us well enough alone, but then they took to setting upon travelers heading to and fro. Fine mess it was, till Earhart came along and started taking care of them for us.
Well,
so where is he now? And I couldn't tell you. Don't see him much around on the streets.
Gramercy.
I see. Thank you for your help.
Hold it!
You there, halt! If you don't mind, sir, we've got a few questions. What about? Are you the ones been wandering around town bothering people with questions about Lord Earhart?
I see.
I've been asking after him, yes. Care to tell us why? What do I tell them? I've no inclination to lie. But from what the townsfolk tell me, Earhart's a veritable local legend here. What would they think if they knew I harbored a grudge against their hero and savior?
Oh?
Cat got your tongue, sir. We can go somewhere private if you like.
As you wish.
Yes, that might be for the best. What life do you live here, Earhart? Have you found a new purpose here? Have you found a cause for which you wield your sword? And if you have, might I still find the same? Now slow down there, let me get this straight. Your name is Ulbrich Eisenberg, known as the Unbending Blade of Hornburg, a realm that fell some years ago. And you're here to seek out Lord Earhart, who was once a fellow knight in that self-same realm.
Just so.
That's the sum of it. Fair befall you, sir. 'Tis an honor to welcome a former brother-in-arms of his lordship here in Wellspring. You should have said that straight away, sir. We'd not have done you the discourtesy of dragging you to this dingy room.
The truth is,
you might not like the rest of my tale so much. Much has passed between Earhart and I since the days we fought side by side. Things that are best not shared out on the streets where the townspeople might hear.
Indeed?
And yet I trust you'll not be averse to sharing them with us, Sir Ulbrich. Captain Bale, sir! Leave us. I would speak to Sir Ulbrich in private. With your permission, Sir Ulbrich.
I see.
Of course. I have questions of my own. I'm sure you do.
Uh-oh.
I'll go and inspect the men, sir.
In fact...
You should know that I am the reason that Lord Earhart is fighting for the town. Is that so? We met by chance. I suppose you heard the stories about the lizard men.
I see.
I heard there have been attacks on travelers outside of town.
Verily.
The caravan was ambushed, but fortune smiled upon the merchants that day. Lord Earhart fought off the assailants and escorted the caravan safely into town. When the man told me his name, I recognized it immediately. I asked him if he was once a knight of Hornburg. He did not deny it.
And so...
It was clear his journey had no destination, so I invited him to stay with us. At first he hesitated, but in the end he agreed to stay and lend us his aid. "In so much as I can," were his exact words.
I see.
And he's been helping you fend off the lizard man threat ever since.
Yes.
Indeed. The townsfolk are most grateful for his services. I suppose you wish to know where he is. You are former comrades, the two greatest knights of your fallen realm. I see no reason to hide the truth from you, do you? From the look of it, this town needs Earhart. But I've come prepared to spill his blood if necessary. Should I confront him now? Is this the right time? Have you found a new cause, Earhart? Do you now wield your blade for a noble cause? The man of the sword must have something to protect. Is this the answer you found? I have to meet the man. I must know. I must know if he's found purpose, the likes of which he took from me. And if so, can he give me back what I've lost? No. No reason at all. Tell me where he is.
In fact...
Very well. Lord Earhart is...
Dire news!
Captain, sir, it's the lizard men, the whole horde of them.
What's that?
Where, goddammit?
Whoa!
Heading straight for the town, sir, and in greater numbers than we've ever seen.
Curses.
What of Lord Earhart? He's gone to the cave, sir, fighting single-handed last we heard. God's teeth, we can only pray for his safety. In the meantime, gather every able-bodied man you can and march out to meet the horde. The town comes first. Once we turn back the assault, we can go to Earhart's aid.
Present!
Well,
Would you let me help?
Yes.
Let you. We would welcome it. We need every sword we can muster. Prepare for battle. We march immediately.
Present!
May the gods guard your blade.
Sir Ulbrich, follow when you are ready. Let us rendezvous on the lakeside trail.
as you wish.
I'll be there. Protecting the town comes first. There'll be time enough later to find Earhart. And on that cliffhanger, that's where we end for today. So yeah, we'll pick that up on the Lizard Man attack tomorrow. But yeah, the stories definitely do seem to be getting better as the chapters go along. Like I said, I was kind of happy to see that they didn't go for the super moral happy twist on Alphen's tale. And it looks like Ulbrich is probably going to have to go without his revenge and leave Earhart alive. least I think that's what it's pointing towards. But yeah, we'll continue this tomorrow, same time, 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. Check schedule below for what time that is in your area. Let me go ahead and give callouts, and then I'll end for today. So, Hollowitz, Samato, Jigs, Ragna, Lost, Wabon, Dinham, Laddie, Heideru, Xerxes, Kirby, and that's as far as it'll scroll up. That's all I can get to. Luna, obviously. I think Nami was here as well. Sorry if I hadn't got to everybody, because it only saves so much that I could scroll up. But thank you all for coming in and chatting with me while I play. Thank you, Luna Jade, for the raid and the resub. And thank you to anybody else who may have been lurking and watching. It's always appreciated. So, as I said, we'll be continuing with this tomorrow, where we'll basically be finishing Ulbricht's chapter, and then we've got some level 34 optional dungeons to do before we go back to the rest of the chapter 3s. Because I think the next chapter 3s after that are like 34 or 35, so we'll probably do the optional dungeons first. But yeah, that'll be what we get to tomorrow. So as for right now, let me see if I can find someone to raid. Alright, I guess let's go ahead and raid Kaz. Looks like he's playing a... I don't know exactly which one, but I think he's playing a ROM hack of Final Fantasy VI. So, as per usual, let's go ahead and jump in, say hi. Hope to see you all next time, and until then.
Bye-bye, everybody!